Hello everybody and welcome back to the Serial Nutrition YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a gorgeous glutes review. I just finished, just today, the last workout of the last mesocycle. So now it's time to do a full review. I have done reviews for the other first two mesocycles. I will link those. And today we'll go over the last mesocycle, the whole thing, what I liked, what I didn't like, things I learned, all of it. Let's go ahead and get started. Talk a little bit about what exactly the Gorgeous Glutes program was. So there were 3 mesocycles, each 4 weeks long, making for a total program length of 12 weeks. There was 3 workout days per week each mesocycle. That didn't differ. The only thing that differed were the actual exercise selections. I did all of this entire program through my garage gym. So each mesocycle there was at least 1 or 2 exercises I either had to totally modify and change, or I just couldn't do. So that's just something you might want to keep in mind if you want to start this program yourself. I still think the program worked really well. I think it was very valuable, and I would do it again, or I would do something similar to this, even though I couldn't exactly do everything as written. But just something I just wanted to share so you guys can keep that in mind in case that happens to you. Don't worry, that happened to me too, and I feel like I was still able to get pretty good results. So I just finished the 3rd mesocycle, the 3rd 4-week stretch. This was probably my least favorite mesocycle. Mesocycle 2 was probably my favorite. Let's dive in. So some of the reasons I did not like this mesocycle is we had 2 days of hip thrusts and no glute bridges. Just when I was loving the glute bridges, they took them out and put in another day of hip thrusts. So I was hip thrusting on day 1 and day 3, not a movement I love, especially not out in the garage, but it is what it is. I did it. On day 1, we had constant tension hip thrusts, and on day 3, it was 6 plus 1, 1, 1, so that makes for a total of 10 reps, but done a little differently. The constant tension hip thrusts were a little confusing to me because I think all of my hip thrusts are constant tension. I don't reset really ever. The only time I reset was on day 3, which was super new, doing the +1-1-1-1. The biggest difference I noticed with the constant tension hip thrust compared to how I normally do hip thrusts is just that the program does prescribe them as 20 reps, so that obviously increases the burn quite a bit. I used 125 to 135 pounds. That was a lot, and I feel like I have pretty strong glutes, but going for 20 reps, I also tried to keep them nice and quick, so there was no like debate up for how constant the tension was. So maybe that increased the glute burn. If that's something you really like, then the constant tension hip thrust would be a good exercise for you. I do kind of like, now that I think about it, that it's lighter weight, so it's a little less like daunting to step forward to, but I don't like hip thrusts, so I wasn't really like all that excited about it. The 6+4 singles was interesting because I didn't really understand what the point of that was. I guess I could look that up. I just wanted it to be a little bit more clear to me. It did make, like, stopping and then just going all for it did make the weight seem heavier, so I feel like I had to use a weight that was, when I thought about it, I wanted to use like a weight that I could do for 10 reps, and I feel like I had to use something actually lighter than that because we were stopping and starting 4 times after doing a set of 6. I guess that's also a good point to bring up, that I didn't really understand what the point of that was, because that did happen to me with a couple of exercises for mesocycle 3. Again, I could have looked it up, but I wanted it to be something that I would like, is for that to just be presented to me so I understood it better. There was also box squats prescribed, and I don't know why we wouldn't just do regular squats, but I guess that's on me for just not looking things up. My favorite day of this last mesocycle was probably day 2. Day 2 started with shoulder and feet elevated single leg hip thrusts. I really liked the feeling, the overall feeling, easy setup, the increased range of motion really helped me like be able to activate and feel and get a pump going, like in that, just like deep in my butt, and I don't feel like, or deep in my glutes, I don't feel like I typically experience anything close to a glute pump, but I do feel like with the shoulder elevated, feet elevated, single leg hip thrust with a 3-second pause at the top, let me mention that because that is probably the game changer. I do feel like with that exercise, I was able to actually feel a glute pump immediately after and almost throughout the entire day. On days that I would do the day 2 workout followed by cardio, I've been doing the elliptical, my glutes, hamstrings were on fire for a couple hours afterward, which is always kind of fun, especially if you're not used to feeling that, which I'm not. So that was my favorite day and my favorite exercise. Overall, I did really like this 12-week program. I would recommend it to you, whether you have a home gym, access to a commercial gym, or belong to like a private CrossFit, whatever kind of gym. I think that the exercises are easy enough to do no matter what kind of equipment you have. And even if you have to modify like I did, it's not that difficult. For instance, I did do a lot of single leg RDLs, dumbbell RDLs, but like that just is what it is. It's not a bad exercise to be doing. Single leg is gonna be good for the glutes as well. So that I did that all the way through. That's just kind of how it goes. Everything else changed, so there was enough variation. I do feel strongly in saying that I've been able to hold on to my glutes while losing weight because of this program and because of specifically working my glutes 3 days a week. Prior, I was maybe doing twice, probably more like once, and maybe not all the time. I wasn't really consistent, so I am really proud of myself for sticking with this program because I added it to the workouts I was already doing, which did at times get difficult. So that was another point I did want to make. I was working this into the RP Strength Female Physique templates. I'm finishing those up right now. Meso 1, totally possible to do that with. Meso 2, a little bit more difficult, but if you timed it right and you just did certain days, like day 1 and 3 or whatever, on cardio days, and it was fine. But by the time I got to Meso 3, the individual workouts were not so much supplemental to what I was doing, or they were no longer supplemental and they were their own workout, so it did make it a little bit more difficult to fit them into my workout routine. I do have 2 days or 3 days of the week where I don't work out, or I don't lift weights. One of those days I don't do anything, and the other 2 I do cardio. So, and that was like the whole way through this whole 12 weeks. So I was able to always keep a glute workout on either of those 2 cardio days, and then I just had to figure out which workout I wanted to work in the other day on. But by day 3, it was kind of like, thank goodness I only have to do that one time, because they were definitely full-on workouts, not so much supplemental to what I was doing. My favorite mesocycle of this 12-week program, or of the 3 mesocycles, was the second meso. The first mesocycle, like I said in that review, was just like not really enough. I didn't feel like there was enough load written into the program, and so I found myself also modifying the same exact exercise to create more load. For instance, Meso 1 had bodyweight squats and bodyweight hip thrusts, so I added a band to those just to like create a little bit more tension, to feel it a little bit better, because perhaps that's just where I am in my like fitness life, and I was just a little bit too advanced just to be doing bodyweight squats and feel anything or to grow from that. And then Meso 3 was just like doing a lot again, because they were basically full-on workouts, another 3 full-on workouts to the 4 that I'm already doing, plus the 2 cardio days. To me, it was just too much. So I really liked Meso 2. I thought it was like a good balance of just enough work, but not so overwhelming that I need more rest days. You know what I mean? So this Gorgeous Glutes program is from the book Strong Curves by Bret Contreras, and it's actually one of a few different programs in the book. So you could buy that book, you can read all about your glutes. It's really easy to read, really easy to understand. So you could buy that book yourself, do this program, do any of the other programs that are in there. I'm probably not going to right now. I'm going to try my hand at writing my own glute exercises, but I feel like I am confident about doing that because of having completed this. I've learned some new exercises, I've felt some new things, so now I like know a little bit better what I'm looking for. But the Gorgeous Glutes program should be the glute focused program. If you are looking for an entire program, I think there are either Glute Goddess or another one of the programs in the Strong Curves book is like a full body workout or full body workout program with also specific glute exercises in there. So you could like do 2 birds, 1 stone by following one of those programs. But I would definitely recommend this book. I would definitely recommend this program. Again, I feel like it's helped me hold on to my glutes while losing weight, which is definitely something I want. If you're interested in that, then again, this program is for you. So I will link the Strong Curves book in the description box. I hope you guys found this review and the other 2 reviews that I have done for the Gorgeous Glutes program helpful. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys next time.